watching Let's Chat.
Well, summertime is in full swing, and this next interview is going to have some tips from you coming right here from the Hamilton County Health Department about how to keep you safe and your loved ones safe if you're spending time outdoors. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Ryan Brown, Environmental Health Program Manager, and our friend Dr. Stephen Miller with the Health Department.
Hello and good morning.
Hello
and
good morning. Thanks for coming on the show to teach us all about how to keep us safe outside. So what are some ways we can keep our friends and family safe?
Well, it's summertime, so we're doing a lot of cooking out,
Yes.
grilling out, and camping too. And so when it comes to that, I know over Father's Day I got to grill out a lot, and I'm thinking a lot about food safety.
Right.
So we in our department check a lot food safety when it comes to restaurants, and we translate that to what we do at home and while we're camping. And so we're making sure we're taking care of the food and doing all the things to make sure we don't get sick from what we're eating.
Well, let's say we have our cooler full of some ribeyes, and but the cooler we forgot was in the back of the trunk for a day. What do we do? What was there a risk we should maybe?
Well, depends if there was a lot of ice in there, if it's kept cold.
Right.
One of the key temperatures we look for is keeping stuff 41 degrees or colder. When it passes and gets hotter than that, it starts growing bacteria, and if you're trying to cook or eat that food, it's going to get you really sick.
Right. Now, what about animal bites? I mean, what is that? Are you saying dogs? Are we saying snakes? How can we keep safe from animal bites?
Well, that is something we need to consider this time of year when we're getting our backpacks on and we're going out in the woods. It's always important to keep a first aid kit.
Oh.
I make my own.
You do?
To save money. It's always good to have some Band-Aids, some antibiotic ointment, maybe some alcohol pads, and a little bit of cling wrap, things like that. But one of the more important things too is to stay hydrated. One of the things people forget when they go out in the woods is they never bring enough water. Most of the deaths that you hear about in our national parks and forests are usually related to dehydration-related fatalities, unfortunately.
Oh, really? Now, I'm very, very allergic to poison ivy. Like very. What can people that are allergic to that? And there's a lot of it in our area to keep from a reaction to that.
So we do recommend, of course, boots, long pants. It is good to keep calamine lotion. Things like aloe vera is always good. There's also some natural tree and plant remedies too that you can actually rub on your leg in a pinch as well. But that's a plant that would have to be shown to you. But also we do recommend watch out for ticks. I pulled 3 off myself this weekend.
Oh,
so
really?
we do recommend using a proper amount of DEET spray or even the wipes. So don't forget your off, things like that.
Where can that be sprayed?
You can spray that on the extremities, the neck. You want to avoid the mouth and the eyes. And we want to be aware for children, especially under 12 years of age, that we don't want to go with a stronger than 10% preparation. And then for adults, we can go as high as 30%. And that does need to be reapplied usually about every 5 to 8 hours.
So a 30% DEET concentration is okay for adults?
For adults.
What if you have sunblock on? I've always wondered that. Can they mix?
You can mix that together, that's fine. You can apply one first, then the other, but if you apply the DEET first, you may find that the sunscreen doesn't stick quite as well.
Okay. Well, let's talk about like campfires and maybe grilling when you're camping. I know you can't, give me some pointers, like can't go to sleep obviously if there's hot coals and all that, so don't leave it unattended. Can you talk to me about that?
Yeah, I mean there's the whole fire safety aspect of that.
Right.
And so being aware of who's around. If you've got young children, I've got 2 and they are all over the place, and so making sure you're always keeping an eye on any kids or animals so you prevent any burns. And then after if you do get a burn, to treat it, to seek medical attention is really important.
Copious water. And don't forget, when you have a fire and you're going to bed for the night, be mindful of the fact that you could, set the forest ablaze. A fire must be completely out. If there is any smoke whatsoever, that fire is still active. The fire must be completely out with no smoke whatsoever seen coming out of it.
I mean, people might be enjoying some beers and not really paying attention, and they go to bed with those Kindles.
Yes. It's nice to hear that crackling in the night when you're laying in your tent, but those embers can go airborne. They can spread fires to your tent or you know, even catch, you know, trees and things like that around you on fire as well. So you don't want to be the cause of a forest fire, heaven forbid.
Right. Now, what are you seeing with rabies? Is that a thing here?
Yes, I mean, it's very rare, but it is extremely dangerous. And so as part of environmental health, we do deal with anyone who's been exposed to a wild animal, whether it's their pet who's been exposed to a wild animal or any kind of bite. And so when you're outdoors, if you're either in your neighborhood or you're camping, it's just extremely important not to interact with wildlife.
Right.
You don't know where they're coming from, what they've been into, and the health of that animal. So not to feed anything that you're seeing out there while you're hiking or camping for safety reasons. And if you do happen to get exposed to any wild animal, any dog that you're not familiar with, first to seek medical attention, and then second, you can call us. We advise folks about rabies exposure.
Wow. Now, as we wrap up, tell us where we can learn more information about all the stuff we talked about today with summer safety.
Yes, so you can call environmental health, part of the health department, at 423-209-8110, or you can visit our website.
Great. Yes, I have health.hamiltontn.org.
Yes.
Great. Thank you both so much for coming on the show, friends. So good to see you, Dr. Miller, and thank you for sharing all your information, Ryan. You guys have a great summer. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Go check them out, health.hamiltontn.org, to learn more to keep you safe this summer.